Hi guys. Hello everybody. If you can hear me, please do let me know in the comment section. Hello everyone. If you can hear me, please do let me know so we can get started with this show. I know it's an early morning one. Anna's expression, good morning, my beautiful sister. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. I hope you had an amazing one. Uh, just gonna wait for a couple of minutes. Hopefully, others you can hear me. Thank you so much. Just gonna wait for a few more minutes. Hopefully, others can join us, and so we can get started. I was actually gonna go out to go see if I could get a new laptop, but oh, it's sunny now. It was -2 when I woke up this morning. Happy New Year! Happy New Year! It was -2 when I woke up this morning, so I pulled the plug immediately about going out. So just waiting for another couple of seconds to see if others will join us. And how are you guys doing? Do you have a New Year resolution? I've not even written. I don't think I have a New Year resolution yet, but I'm sure we will get there. We will get there, guys. If you hear any noise in the background, it's my laptop. It's my laptop that's making that noise. Yeah, so bear with me as it's doing that heavy, heavy noise. So I guess there's 4 of you watching me. So let's get started. Just a quick introduction. My name is Wemimo, and I'm also known as Thatmumof5 and also known as TMO5 Kandoko. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. So today's topic, I'm sure you guys know the 2 people we are talking about this morning. You know what? We both know the people in this case, right? Um, we know IVD and we know Blessing CEO. So when I saw a post from them, obviously the messages both of them sent each other like Happy New Year message. I think from the beginning, people kind of like knew there was something going on between them when Blessing CEO came out to kind of like throw all our weight behind IVD. When there was issues with him and his ex-wife, and his ex-wife is now deceased. So if you're a woman, it's because of my experience of a child who grew up in a DVO. That's why when I see stories like this, I did not get the confidence of talking about it. I did not get the courage, or yeah, maybe courage and confidence to talk about my experience as a child. But because I've thought about it, and obviously a story happened that triggered me sharing my experience as a child. So for the fact that I've been able to share my experience as a child, I'm going to forever keep bringing these stories to you. So if you're a woman watching me right now, hmm, it is for you to learn. It is to encourage you to pack your bags while you're still alive. So it happened that IVD and Bimbo, they were childhood lovers. They were childhood lovers. And then, yes, the childhood love grew, and yes, they got married. And the union was blessed with 5 children. The youngest of them, I think, was a year plus when the unfortunate incident happened. So it happened that one morning or one day, IVD and Bimbo were having a fight, which they've always had. Yes, there's no marriage without fights. There's no marriage without arguments and stuff like that. So it happened that both of them were fighting, and this has been in the midst of several reports of IVD being allegedly cheating on Bimbo several times, IVD being allegedly moving or raving mad with all the Lekki babes. And in my own opinion, I want to believe that Blessing CEO was one of those Lekki girls, allegedly, in my own opinion. So obviously all of these rumors that he's been, with many women, blah 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 blah, and that it happened that obviously the reason why the fight started was because the house, maybe the house they were living at Lekki, that Bimbo wanted the house or something. And I really can't remember vividly how the story of the fight happened. That maybe Bimbo wanted the house, and before they know it, they were fighting. And before we know it, Bimbo doused the curtain or something with petrol. And before we know it, Bimbo was set ablaze. Who set her ablaze? How did the fire come about? I mean, that area of how she got to be set ablaze, I did not understand that story at all. All we knew was that, yeah, she was set ablaze. In the event of that, a friend of her, and she called a friend of ours, or a friend of her came, and so it was this her friend that was driving her everywhere. Which Chud did a recent interview with that her friend, that with that Bimbo's friend that helped her. Yeah, that Bimbo friend helped her to get to the hospital before Bimbo unfortunately passed away a few days afterwards. And if you hear that story of that girl, when she was saying in during that interview, the actions of IVD, his attitude, his behavior, when he knew that Bimbo might not survive that ordeal. So yes, Bimbo suffered a great percentage of maybe like 80% of burn to her body, and she died a few days later. So not quite long after that news of Bimbo's death broke out, obviously there's been instance of Bimbo will come out and drop cryptic messages, which we know was obviously about her husband, like what IVD has been doing, blah 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 blah. This, all of those messages, she was dropping it. And in summary, Bimbo was in a domestic violence marriage, DV based marriage. They were both toxic to one another. Bimbo was toxic, IVD was toxic, in my own opinion, allegedly, or whatever you want to call it. So in this regard, Bimbo died. Bimbo died leaving 5 children, and their ages until her death. I've got my notes here because I was actually reading this story. The ages of her children up until Bimbo passing away was 13, 12, 7, 5, and 3. So I think it's been almost 2 or 3 years now that she's passed away. Please like this live stream as you come in. So those children were all below the age of 15, the youngest being 3 or even a year plus, because I was reading an interview that Punch interviewed Bimbo's sister. So I was reading that interview earlier on, and it was said Bimbo's sister said the last child was still being breastfed by Bimbo. So I would say that child, if Bimbo was still breastfeeding that last child was probably about maybe less than 2 years old or something. So yeah, Bimbo passed away. There was court case and everywhere and there, and then boom, Blessing CEO suddenly came in, and she said a lot of things about the dead Bimbo. Like few days after Bimbo passed away, Blessing CEO came out saying incriminating things, damaging things, things that Bimbo, even at that stage, even in her passing, was not able to come out here and defend herself. Blessing CEO said a lot, and I was like, oh my God, and you are a woman who also came out of a DV relationship. This blessed CEO granted an interview years ago to say that she was panibited up until the few seconds she walked up to the altar to go marry her DV violent husband. She was panibited in front of her chief bridesmaids. She was panibited a day before she was due to get married. She was panibited at every instant, and she had 2 children from that marriage, 2 boys. She was panibited at every instant. In fact, the panibiting she got few hours to her getting married to her ex-husband was because she did not pack a plate. That was why her ex-husband panibited her on her wedding day. So I was so enraged listening to her saying all of those things about late Bimbo, and I was like, oh my God, oh my God. So now, obviously, there was a rumor a few months after or a year afterwards. Obviously, I think the case is still in court about justice for Bimbo. I don't know how they are getting on with that justice for Bimbo, but at some point, Bimbo's family arrested Blessing CEO. Obviously, because she said a lot of things that even the family of Bimbo did not even deserve. Even if any of those things Bimbo, even if any of those things Blessing said about Bimbo were to be true, at that instant, at that fresh loss for this family, they did not deserve to hear that about their child, because Bimbo has a mother, and Bimbo has 5 children. Bimbo has siblings. She has loved ones. You know, they did not deserve to hear all of that or any of those things that Blessed CEO said about Bimbo. So they got her arrested, and I think she was jailed for a few weeks or a few days. I can't remember how long. And even afterwards, there was still rumors that there was something going on between Bimbo and IVD. We saw was he IVD tattooed Blessing's name or Blessing's picture? Can't remember. At least there were instances. There was a Bimbo IVD's. I mean, there was IVD's birthday where we see a lot of things, and people were like, so Blessing know that. In fact, there was a rumor that was something was going on between them. So obviously, both of them kept it hush hush. But trust me, netizens were able to decode that something was going on between these two. And before netizens started decoding what was going on between both of them, I've always said this: men often move on really quick when the relationship breaks down. If you count men's relationship out of 100, I will tell you 98% will move on in less than 2 years. I don't have a statistic for that. I don't have a statistic for that. But with all the stories of DV, especially in Nigeria, in Africa, 98 out of 100% of men whose marriage breaks down or whose relationship breaks down, 98% of those men will move on with another woman in less than 2 years. It's only rare ones that maybe 5 years, or maybe the older their age, they might decide that, oh, know what, I don't want another wife. Maybe I just need a companion, which means they will just, move with any woman they like and then move on with another one. So obviously, yeah, IVD allegedly at some point moved on with Blessing CEO. They were doing it behind camera. I was all of this things has been going on, right? So recently, or yesterday, was it few days ago, there was a message from IVD to Blessing CEO, and I'm going to read it to you guys. I'm sure those of you have read it. I'm getting somewhere. I won't be long in this live stream at all, maybe half an hour, and we'll be out of here. Please like this live stream, guys. I really appreciate it. So IVD said, it's a long story. I never knew you from anywhere before you came through for me. I was dragged, disgraced, disrespected. My good image was rubbed on the ground for what I don't have any idea of. My name, my business, also my business partners, I lost all contact for 3 good years. You came from nowhere to wipe my tears. You have showed me love effortlessly. Your reputation have been questioned, tarnished for speaking up for the truth. I have caused you and your family pains, and I'm here to say thank you for never giving up on me. The truth that has been hidden for years will be revealed soon. I guess he wanted to say revealed soon. I'm here to say thank you and God bless you. Boo, BWO, IVD2, listen to you, Boo, which confirmed that relationship. I am here. I heart you for life, my bestie. At official blessings to you. Happy New Year. So that was IVD's message to Blessing CEO. And then Blessing CEO wrote an epistle as well, saying, it's been 3 years of knowing you. I remember when you just said, thank you, VIDM, and I said, it's just my opinion. Then you wanted to hurt yourself, and I ran to you, watched you for 7 hours to know you'll be fine. The day I stepped my leg inside prison for waiting I don't know, that was when I decided to know you. I am glad I never even knew you before you had the title married man. I am happy I met you in your times of trouble, and I said to you, Ikechuku Dari Ogbona, I will hold your hands and we will walk together. They tried and still trying, but they don't know that I am very stubborn with love. Ask my mama. I don't care about your past, though. The man I met is a sweet soul. I guess Bimbo thought of that as well. Nobody knows my emotional side. I heard that part from the media, but you see, IVD, I will honor you. I will submit to you. I will respect you, love you, and most important, teach you everything they say you did not know. For the first time, let the world see me love a man so right. The world thinks I am incapable of loving a man because I have built walls and set boundaries. But with you, Ikechukwu Dariogbona, I will bend my rules and break the boundaries. Don't let me down. If the love is not tough enough, then it's not love. IVD X BCU. It's going to be a movie. Happy New Year, boo boo. Maybe this is another prank, but that was a message both of them sent to each other on New Year's Day. So Obviously, like I said, IVD has moved on, and this is a man with 5 children. He has moved on clearly with Blessing CEO. So the question on everybody's lips was, why did Bimbo not leave? Why did Bimbo not leave? Apparently, IVD was doing well. IVD is rich. He has is an auto dealer in Lagos, and I'm sure he has influential things that he does. So each and every one would say, why did Bimbo not leave? Apparently, before Bimbo passed away, when she was dropping messages, she was dropping messages of, did you say there were some instances of maybe there was a blood, allegedly there was a blood oath or something between her and IVD? And I'm sure there was a report I read sometimes ago that Bimbo has allegedly done some ritual stuff, allegedly, because I read it somewhere. I can't find those stuff now. Allegedly, that Bimbo allegedly did some ritual stuff with IVD to make him rich. And it was also alleged that there was a kind of a wound on IVD's leg that Bimbo had to do some sort of stuff too. You know, there were so many things. Obviously, when that issue was going on between Bimbo and IVD before Bimbo passed away, that was when all of this report. I wish I could find those report now, but I remember reading them to see that there was some sort of, maybe some sort of oath, some sort of maybe because they've been childhood lovers, they've gone deep into one another. So it was hard for Bimbo to leave because she's done so many things that even on the normal the Gen Z picking will not do for any man. That she's done so many things that she thought walking away is not the thing. Bella Bells. Bella Bell said Gislova posted the whole thing when it happened. Exactly. So I'm sure I read it from somewhere, but obviously they've taken down so many of Gislova's pages now, so I won't be able to recover any of those things. But I remember clearly that I read those stuff. I read it and I was like, oh my god, that you know what? That obviously why did she not leave IVD? That she had money, she could have left. She was doing well for herself, and by the way, she had 5 children. She that why did she not leave? Obviously, both of them were toxic to one another, and as at then, I believe Bimbo did not. I don't think Bimbo thought what happened to her would happen to her, and wherever she is, I pray that she rest may her soul rest in peace. Obviously, yeah, like I was saying, that people were like, why did she not leave? What was the reason why she stayed? And like I said, just like Bella Bell said, I just never posted it. I read post that was alleging that there was some ritual stuff that Bimbo has done in order to make sure that IVD allegedly, you know, become what he becomes today, what he is today, being rich. Allegedly had a wound that Bimbo had to maybe leak or something, like all of those fetish stuff. But was that enough for Bimbo not to have left? You know what? There's an adage in Yoruba that says that if you die for a man, several hundred thousand of men will walk over your grave. They will not only walk over it, oh, they will spit and they will urinate on top of that grave. I hate to believe that that's what's become of Bimbo now, because another woman is there to take her place. Another woman is out here professing love to the man that if only you just pack your bags, grab your kids and leave. At least you will have been alive. And Bima, she's a beautiful woman. She's young, even as a mama of 5. She was still banging. You could have left that marriage. You could have left that guy. Is it the mansion? Some men often think that, oh, if they were building portfolios with their wives, that if their wives leave, their wife will suffer. Or some women would think, with all this portfolio that I've built with this man all my life. And by the way, they say it was reported that they were married for 16 years. And I'm going to touch on that. And some women were like, with all of this suffering, I've built houses with you, I've done this with you. So if I leave now, I will not have anything. That is not the end of the world. Even if you end up leaving, and the man did not give you anything out of the thing you've suffered with him, that is not the end of the world, because as long as you're alive, you are still going to be able to achieve those things you desire. It might not be as fast, it might be just a little bit difficult because you're probably doing it on your own. But was that the reason why Bimbo did not leave? Bella Bell said, I don't think she really had money, because if she did, she wouldn't have gone back for the house papers and met her doom. I, I mean, in my own opinion, she felt like maybe the house was hers. And I'm sure she's from a family that's not doing bad at all. I believe, I mean, I was just reading the article, like the interview that Punch did with her sister, and this article was done last year, October 2023, which I'm gonna be reading with you guys. So regardless, she has 5 kids for this guy. If worst come to the worst, you carry him to the dry cleaners in Nigerian courts. You drag him to the Nigerian courts. So Bimbo left, she lost her life, and now a woman, a woman who also came out from a DV marriage, a woman who said she got married at the age of 18 because she had no love at home, now came out after Bimbo's demise to say all of those trashy things about her. And now she's getting married to she's dating the same guy. The same guy. In my own opinion, if either a man or a woman, both of you happen to be in a relationship and one of you buy in that relationship due to DV, I don't think such person deserves to have anybody love them again. That's my opinion, okay? That's my opinion. So in this case of IVD, I know I'm not God. The circumstances at which Bimbo passed away is unclear. To me, it might be unclear to the people who know them deep, deep. But for another woman to come and easily come and be professing love for you, you that your wife died in a mysterious, unexplainable way. And after watching that interview of the woman, of Bimbo's friend, who helped her, who drove her to multiple hospitals over the course of how many hours, even after hearing the interview that woman did, like how IVD was prepared to take Bimbo back home, even though she was in agony, all burnt everywhere, skin rubbing off, David was was ready to take her back, wanted to take the car keys, stopping the girl from driving further, and even the girl being scared for her life because she was not sure if Bimbo was going to unalive. And then that one we now enter Wala from police that you have dead body in your car, stuff like that. Like I said, in my own opinion, I don't think such person deserve to have a woman in their life ever again, except to come out here and explain yourself with the way that if God looking into your heart, that God will say, yes, that was exactly how it happened. Because I don't think there's any story, according to IVD, that I said that the truth will be revealed. I don't think there's any story you want to come out here and tell to the public that will make me believe that it does not have in hand in how Bimbo got burnt. It's so sad that such a beautiful woman, she could have left and she would have been alive today looking after her 5 children. Our children, like I said, at the time of her death, the oldest was 13 years old. That 13 years old will have been able to see, read, and hear those things Blessing CEO said about her mom. The second one was 12 years old enough to have heard, to understand what Blessing CEO said about their mom. And did Bimbo ever thought of the trauma she was putting those children in, or that she has actually left those children now for the fact that she's no longer alive? It's so sad. Look at the title, story of Osinachi. Osinachi was another Bimbo, a man of God, a woman of God, unalived by her husband. It's so sad. So both of them coming out to the public now, and then that Blessing, they both of them did this suspect challenge, and from a suspect challenge, IVD was like, somebody that was forming hard to get, I collabo you, or I bench you in your office the first time you came there. Can you imagine? That is somebody, a woman that said there was no love at all. Well, she never had love at home. She got married quite early, left the marriage, even with the way they prohibited her. She still opened her leg to a client. A client. The first time a client came to her office, she opened her leg there and there in the office and they validate her. And that one too, she has sons, she has children. So this interview that I found, obviously it was the interview, Bimbo's elder sister. So I believe she's the oldest. So Bimbo was I think she was the sixth child out of seven. So she has another six other siblings. So Folashade Emmanuel is Bimbo's older sister. And I read this interview and I struggled holding back my tears because I actually shed a tear for her, for Bimbo, for our children, and for our mother. So I'm just going to skim through. I'm not going to read the entire interview, but if any of you is interested in that interview, once I'm editing this live stream, I'll pop the link in the description box so you can click the link and go read through it. So I want to go to a section mostly about the children. So there's this one. So Bimbo's sister was asked, "What has the family been doing to help her reduce the grief occasioned by Bimbo's death?" Obviously, Bimbo's mom, she's still grieving. At some point, Bimbo's sister said they thought they were going to lose their mother because she was so, no parent deserves to lose a child, not a child of that age, not a child of that age who's already bearing children, you know. So, Bimbo's sister replied, if Bimbo didn't have children, one could say that that would work. But Bimbo had five children that their mom, which is the grandma, sees every day. So you see, it's a different kind of pain. And the last child of Bimbo is 3 years old as a last year. And that one cries out for her mom all of the time. So grandma, Bimbo's mom, now wakes up in the middle of the night because the child cries for the mom who is not there. And at the end of the, is that fair on the grandma? That grandma should be happy to see those children coming to play, but not having to take the role of their mother. I don't know how old Bimbo's mom is, but if she has to wake up every night for a child whose mother was breastfeeding before she passed away, it's not fair on Bimbo's mom. It's not fair. Bella Bell said, after watching the interview, the lady who took her to hospital did with Judith, oh, I was shocked. And I was like, any woman that will kind of like get together with that guy, IVD, I don't know. But let's keep reading. So, I don't think I can describe my mother's pain, and I don't think there are measures I can put in place. All I just try to do is to ensure that she's fine. That's that part. And the part I wanted to read again was the fact that those children, those children were actually in therapy. You know what? That is what some parents do not understand. The trauma you put your children into, it's better you walk away. It's better you walk away. It's just like how we often say that children are the worst people you want to get offended, or children are the last people you want to treat badly. Same thing as children are the last people or the last kind of species you want them to experience DV. You want them to experience the negative things that's happening in a marriage where it will leave them with a drastic lasting effect. So according to Bimbo's sister here, those children were in therapy. So here they asked, what is the condition of the other children of your late sister? So Bimbo's sister replies, that's the whole issue now because they are so young. As I've always stated, I have not lost my mom, so I don't know the actual feeling. We may think they are kids, but they have their feelings. Absolutely, they have their feelings and they are going to grieve in their own way. And when children grieve, how do you think adults want to know when a child is grieving? We can't. I don't think an adult could assess or understand how a child grieves. A child could grieve in so many ways. They could become unruly. They could become so you can't control them. They could turn out in so many ways that if care is not taken, such child may even render themselves useless for their lives if care is not taken. So these children have their own feelings, they have their own emotions, and they would grieve in their own way. So Bimbo Star said they lost their mom at an early age. The first child is a boy, 13 years old. The second one is a girl, 12 years old. The third is 7 years. The next one is 5. And the youngest child is 3 years old, which Bimbo was still breastfeeding before she passed away. I always try to fill that gap for them, the motherly gap. But I also want to believe that it's not easy because even the first boy and girl, so the 13-year-old and the 12-year-old had to go into therapy. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Because I want to believe that those 12-year-old and 13-year-old know what was happening between their parents. The fact that they observe the DV going on between their parents, there's a trauma already in them. There's a trauma already. This is coming from a survival, coming from a child who grew up saying something similar amongst my parents. That trauma is there already. Now to now add the trauma of hearing that their mom and their dad were fighting and their mom got burnt and passed away in the process. Guys, that is the height of it all. And you tell me those children will not go into therapy? So Amnesty International paid for the therapy for the children. They have a father. What is the relationship of the father? What is the responsibility that IVD is taking on these children? It was Amnesty International, according to Bimbo's sister, that paid for the therapy for those two children. And they still have a father. They still have a father. I mean, God forbid this happens to me. I will make sure he does not see those children ever again. I will make sure he does not see those children ever again. Their mom's gone. He's just living his life as a nobody. As a, oh, I'm just by myself. It was Amnesty International that paid for the therapy of those children. And as it is, it says here that the girl, the 12-year-old, was very, very close to Bimbo. That if you go to Bimbo's TikTok page, you see videos of them dancing together. And I believe she was one that struggled the most. And at some point, it said here that the kids stopped therapy. I don't know why they stopped. Maybe it was not helping. Oh, I think according to what the sister said here, the kids said the therapy they go to brings back the memory of what happened. So the kids know what happened to their mom. They do. So those kids stopped therapy because it brings back the memory of what happened to them. Bimbo died an harrowing and painful death. And it says here that Bimbo was breastfeeding the youngest child. So that's why the last child cries a lot at night. She'll be thinking about the woman who always carried her at night and all that. So sometimes people don't understand what grief is until it is experienced in a different form, because it was about her losing her sister. It was about their mom losing her daughter. And it was about Bimbo's kids losing their mom. And she continued to say that, you know what, even Bimbo's sister should go into therapy, because she said that since Bimbo passed away, she has not shed a tear in public. And people be like, are you sure you lost somebody? And she was like, no, in her own moment, when she's with her husband, when she's indoor privately, she has her own moment. But no, she's like, she tries not to break out in the presence of the family or in the presence of her mom or anybody like that, because if she breaks down, there's no going back. There's no going back. And they kind of asked her here that, what kind of support the Nigerians get. Yeah, she's thanking Nigerians for the help. She's thanking the Men Against RAP Foundation who supported her as well. Her husband has been a bit of help to her and all of that. So she did say that Bimbo is an indescribable soul. She was a wonderful being, that Bimbo is somebody everybody went to. She was loving, kind and compassionate, and she feels like that was just her nature. The fullness of love that she had in her made her think she could stay in such a marriage. Please, I don't care if the love came from Jupiter. I don't care if you were sleeping and God gave you the love like that on your heart. If DV is involved, don't stay. Don't stay. If it happened once, it's going to happen for the longest time. And yes, it was mentioned here that they've been married for 16 years. Come, the years you've been married does not count though. It is the joy, the peace of mind that that's in that relationship that matters. It is not about how far. It is how well both of you are in that relationship, in that marriage. There will be people like say, and I was reading a post like somebody was like, it's difficult though that when they read that people said they've been married for 20 years, that how can you stay married and loving up with one person? Even myself, I don't have the answer. I don't have the answer to that question. But it is not about how far, it is how well. And hence why I'm an advocate of women, get something doing. Before you get married, make sure you have a source of income. Guys, I'm rounding up. Make sure you have a source of income. It's so sad. 5 children, they've lost their mom. They will never see her again. In fact, Bimbo's sister said the older 3 kids, they actually took them to the funeral site, when they were going to bury Bimbo, that they took them there. Obviously, they know their mom is no longer. there. They know their mom is not coming back, but they have to know where their mom is lying. They have to know where their mom is sleeping. The last two, they know they're not going to see their mom again because they keep asking, but they don't have the knowledge of what has actually happened. Happy Crystal, how are you? Happy New Year, my baby sister. They don't have a knowledge of what has happened to their mom. They know their mom is not been around, but the 13-year-old who I believe is going to be 15 now, the 13-year-old was 13 in 2023. So that 13-year-old is going to be 15 years old now. The 12-year-old is going to be 14 years old. The 7-year-old is going to be 8 now. The 5 is going to be 6, and the 3-year-old is going to be 4 years old. So at least the 14, 15 and 14 have a clear understanding of what happened to their mom. And I'm sure they have a full details of what has been going on with their parents. The trauma of experiencing DV and the trauma of what happened to their mom, knowing that the death of their mom allegedly came from the hands of their dad. Happy New Year, Cinderella. I'm rounding up, guys. Please, if you have the time, please go back and watch again. Those children will forever hold that trauma with them. Just like I was saying, those kids, they were aware of what was going on in their mom's and dad's relationship, like fighting, beating, and all of this. They know that. And now knowing that their mom dying was as a result of allegedly the fight that happened between their mom and their dad. Happy New Year, Ruth Babatunde. That's a I pray those kids recover. And yes, it did say that those children went into therapy, but they have to stop therapy because they said it was bringing back the memory of what they knew happened to their mom. Guys, I just pray that those children are not damaged. I just pray they grow up to be adults who will be able to live a normal life, outwith the fact that they knew what happened to their mom or they knew what was going on in the relationship between their mom and their dad. It's sad. So my rounding up is this. Bella Bells, me say, I don't understand though. I don't understand why he's not in jail. I don't understand. But according to Bimbo's sister, I think Bimbo's sister said she wrote a book. I don't know if that book has launched here because there are some questions she was asked here about, oh, was there any time she was called to come into their, when they were did people ever report what was going on? Was there any intervention? She said all of that was going to be revealed in the book she wrote. So I don't know if she has launched that book. In fact, I'm going to go and try and find that book if I can see an online copy to read. Bimbo never received any justice. No, no. It's been like almost 3 years now that she's passed away, and her ex-husband is working freely and already flaunting another woman in our face, another toxic woman. Another woman will come here and say, hey, don't do this with men. Don't do this with men. Don't do this with men. And here she's out here flaunting. Just like Judy Austin, they flaunt Yole Doche, flaunting somebody's husband. Ah. So, like I was saying, DV is not something you want to say, I will manage and patch. No. And yes, our parents will say, she be me too, I stayed there. Yes, I remember having that conversation with my mom. And I'm like, no, me, I cannot stay. It's because you enjoyed it. That was why you stayed. Me, I can. I will never stay. No, it's not. It's not. There's not even a. There's no point going back and forth with it. It was because you enjoyed it. Because at the end of the day, like I've always said, people will say, "Oh, I stayed because of the children." No, because at the end of the day, God will help you that your children will not blame you for not living when you had a chance to live. Bella Bell said there was even a story that came out that even beat Ellen to come out when she was. I read that as well. I read that as well. Abe Krista said this story is sad. Nigerian justice is messed up. Oh. And I was watching Aisha Yusufu saying that there is justice in Nigeria. Madam Aisha, I beg, where in Nigeria is justice? Dil Sylvester Romoni, that boy that was died at Dowen College. Did Sylvester Romoni get justice? Did he get justice? Now, how many years down the line? After 2 years or 3 years when they did the autopsy, they blamed his parents. And because of outbreak, Sylvester Romani's mom passed away late last year. Her only son died. She passed away 3 years after that boy. So Aisha is even saying that there is justice in Nigeria. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that. Abubakari, Happy New Year. Bella Bell said, now our parent free stay. Me never, 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 never. And after all, me, I stayed. No, I often say to my mom that you stayed. And you are lucky that you have a child who understood at some point in my adult years. I thought I understood why my dad was acting in that way. I thought I understood, but it does not justify what he did. Okay. But me growing up to be an understanding adult child that grew up to become an adult, children from other DVO might not grow up to understand why you did not leave or why their father was that towards their mother. And at the end of the day, you will be the loser, the mother, because your children might say, why did you not leave? You should be say, you stay because of us. No, because those children will grow up, they will have their own lives, and they will say, no. In fact, the children will not even think that you stayed because of them, because at the end of the day, whether you stayed or not, the children will still turn out the way they are meant to turn out anyways. What I'm trying to say in essence is that you cannot actually control or know what your children, when they grow into an adult, will think of you as their mother when they reflect back or when they think back about what they observe happening between you and their father. Because at the end of the day, you are damaging them. They'll grow up with trauma. Like I always say, I still have my own traumas. I still have my own traumas. I'm getting there, but I still have my traumas. I still do. I still do, and I'm 41. I still do. I still do. Bella Bell said, yeah, that boy never got justice, and even the exactly. So you don't want to leave your children in trauma, saying, hey, you are staying because of them, you are staying because of them, you are staying because of them. And again, I went to watch Everybody Loves Jennifer. And obviously, one of the lessons to be learned there was DV as well. Because I think it was Bisola who played the role of I can't remember the role she played. Maybe she was a lawyer or something, who was encouraging one other girl whose lucky husband allegedly hit her and she fell and she injured herself. So at some point, Jennifer, saw how that incident happened. So the sister obviously lied because the man and Babalo, was giving them gifts. So she lied to the police that, oh no, my sister fell, this is that. So Bisola, who played a victim of DV, she was half disabled. She said that happened to her because of her staying in a DV relationship. That was what being wanted to love her husband cost her. So staying in a DV relationship, according to that movie Jennifer, Everybody Loves Jennifer, she was partially disabled. Her face was stylishly disfigured and stuff like that. If you are alive, it's better you are alive to tell your story than be dead. Like I said, Yoruba adage says that if you die because of a man, many hundreds of men will walk over your grave. They will not only walk over it, they will even spit and urinate on that grave. And if you say because you have portfolios, you've built houses, you've built businesses together with the man, and because of Nigerian system, you might not get anything. It's better you walk away. Because at the end of this, some men will often want to use that to tie you down, to stay in that marriage, and they'll keep treating you like shit. It's better you leave and work your way back up. One man's food is another man's poison. And person will get filler, no get head. Person will get head, no get filler. So if you want to hold on to the riches, have you thought about yourself not being able to achieve anything except you stay with a man? Why don't you devote that energy that you want to be using to fight the man? Hey, you carry girlfriend today, I carry STD tomorrow. You use this and it turns into a punching bag. Why don't you put all of that energy into raising your kids right? And trust me, if you bring those children out of that environment, you raise them right, I swear to God, those children will not remember their father's side. Yes, obviously they know they have a father because they were observing, experiencing, they see what was happening. But if you take them out of there, raise them right, I swear to God, They will treat you like the queen you are. What is houses? What are cars to your life? Bimbo is gone now. Before we know it now, IVD go to some validate I been blessing in that house on the same bed I used to have with Bimbo. As time goes on now, she will now come and say she is a stepmother. My lasting word is this: no love, no love is worth you waiting to be treated like a punching bag. And I've always said this: as a woman, get something doing. If you don't want to go to school, that's fine. Go learn a trade. Learn to bake, learn to cook, learn to make wigs, learn something that will fetch you money. Because people will like, hey, they don't have money. Or they have a Kinnicon syndrome, which means that they are not able to live. You are not able to live. But you know the outcome, you know the consequences of you not being able to live, that you eventually buy there. Okay, oh. But my own is, even if you don't value your life, don't damage the life of the children you are staying in a DV married for. Don't damage their lives. Take those children and leave. Osinachi is gone. Oh. Bimbo is gone, and we are still awaiting justice for him, for her. There are it's only the ones that are reported that we heard of. Oh. Do you know how many hundreds of Bimbo? Hello, Chinoye. Do you know how many of Bimbos that's happened? Just before last year, there was a story of a woman that I saw. She was tying a wrapper, and she looks as if she suffered burnt. And she was like, Tori Omo Sheduro, Tori Omo Sheduro, which means that it's because of my children that I stayed, oh. It's because of my children that I stayed, oh. Because of my children. No, we are not in that era of staying for those children anymore. Because it is only when you are alive that you'll be able to mother those children. It is only when you are alive you'll be able to, raise those children right, so that another woman will not raise them, so that they will not be tossed around each family member. Auntie Lagbaja, let me put this child there for 2 years. Auntie, so. Let this child come and stay with you. All of those things people didn't want to leave IVD for. Now, who's going to start eating the benefit of them? The house in Lekki, whatever. I mean, I saw the Bola sweet. It's so sad this happened. And even as much as we are still coming out with all of these stories of, DV, you should not condone it, there's still going to be another bimbo tomorrow. There was a video of this girl that I did last year on TikTok whose boyfriend or husband poured acid on her. She has two sons for this boy. And now they said that this boy is about to jackpot to abroad. This girl suffered burn to half of her face and her body. And she's having to beg on I think she called herself pretty blessing or something on TikTok. Now she goes on TikTok so for fun. Please people help me. Oh. People help me. Oh. Please people help me. I'm begging to eat. I'm begging to eat. This happened how many years ago for her? Do you want to tell me that she was not aware of the fact that if a man portrays so attributes, you should not even bother saying that you want to you want to enter bedroom with them, talk more, you want to date them? There were red flags there for her. She ignored those red flags and still followed this guy. A guy that beat you up in front of the boy, that he knows who the boy is. The boy was a distant cousin. He knows the boy is a distant cousin. And on your birthday, he came, brought a cake to you in school, beat you big, black and blue. And you see allowed such man to come and apologize. And you see open your legs to give birth to children to him, for him. Like, make it make sense. Like, how do such women even enjoy such intimacy? A man beat you black blue, and you still open your legs, allow him to, to enjoy himself. How do you do it? How? Me at times, when my husband insults me at times like this, insult they enter my body well, oh. Especially when it comes from somebody whom you love. Especially when it comes from somebody you feel like no matter what, they will have your back. If you insult me at times like this, 1 week, me, I lock up. I lock up straight. I lock up. I know when they hear red, like when I hear I lock up, you insult me. You're meant to have my back. Even if Even if 100% of people out there saying, ah, she did this, she did that, you will be my husband. Begin day. Even though what they're saying is glaring that, you should still have my back. Say lie. No. That is what I want you to do because I will do the same. That is the kind of bond that should be in a marriage, You now come and insult me and you expect me to open up. Lie, you know they happen. So in the case of these women, look at the likes of Snatchy. How many children does she have for her husband? 3 or 4 children. And I'm sure the beating that the husband was beating her, it was not a one incident. He's been doing it. And yeah, the church failed her because pastor will preach, stay there, stay there. God does not like divorce. Stay there, stay there, stay there, to the extent that there was a report that the children said their father would instruct them to put their hands on their mom. What kind of a man is that? And you still stayed. She will still go and do gospel song. She's trusting in God. Until the man, Panebita, unalive, she too, she left 4 children. And this girl that I'm talking about now, acid burns to her face. She's begging for food to survive. And even if you look at the picture of her children, at times when you see them in the video, they don't look kept. Even her, if you see the clothes she's wearing, she doesn't look kept. Is that the kind of life you want for yourself? Is that the kind of life you want for yourself? Anna's expression said the church also failed Bimbo, so she wanted to leave, but they told her to stay in her husband's house. I would really love to read the book that her sister said she was going to read, because in this interview, the sister was asked, were there ever times where you have to go and try and intervene in their marriages? She did not answer that question. She said there's a book she's writing that everything will be revealed in that book. Yes, the church failed. Because at the end of the day, I don't understand why the church will be telling you to stay. I don't understand. Now she's quiet down. What is the church doing for her family? How is the church helping her get justice? How is the church helping her get justice? Same thing. I'm going to keep referring to Osinachi. How is the church helping her get justice for what happened? Yeah, they said that Osinachi's husband is in prison. Is he really in prison? Is he really in prison? Or he's just floundering somewhere? So my conclusion is this. Know for a fact, a man puts his hands on you. And some people, obviously some women, they will like, maybe because I only have 2 children, they will start having multiple children. See, if you like, have 20 children, it will still keep beating you. It will still keep beating you till you drop dead. Children does not solidify a marriage. Children will never change a violent man. It will never. The Anna said the church says, keep saying God is divorce. God also is. Exactly. At the end of the day, now this thing that happened now, let's say maybe in his old age, he will repent, give life to God, give his life to God, and he will enter heaven. Because in all of this, now person will die, their own don't finish. It's the person who is dead, that's them gone. That's them gone. Bimbo is gone. And our children are there, left with the trauma of what their dad did to their mom. My lasting word for you, I'm rounding up, guys. If you're a young woman dating to marry, if you don't have a job, pull the plug on that marriage. Because even the marriage you want to do safe, will you not contribute your own money into the marriage? Would you not contribute your own money into the marriage? Pull the plug. If you don't have a job and you want to marry, pull the plug. Or you are working and the man you want to marry to does not have a source of income, does not have a job that brings in money. Run, oh, run. Because you forever take up the responsibility of the man in the house. Run. And okay, yes, you were not told, or you were not able to see all of this advice that people like me are giving you, and you now get married. It's not too late. Go and learn a trade, find a job, have your own source of income, have your own savings, because there's this sort of freedom you get knowing that you have money and you can buy stuff for yourself and not having to wait for your husband before you buy bra, buy sanitary pad, buy a shoe, or even make your hair, or even buy moisturizer for your skin. there's some sort of freedom if you're able to achieve that or get that for yourself. So my living word for you is this: no matter if no matter nothing can ever change a man who believes that using his hands on a woman is the best way to tame a woman. Don't ever make that mistake. A man who keeps his hands on you will always put his hands on you. And like I said earlier on, such men, they will panel beat you finish, still tell you to open your legs. Look at the case of Blessing CEO. This Blessing CEO, the man beat her till she enter altar, go marry. She still went ahead to marry the man, still went ahead to open her legs, gave birth to two children. Like, seriously? Anyway, guys, may Bimbo continue to rest in peace, and I pray that may God be with our children, because those children, I can only put them in God's care. I pray God also give Bimbo's mom good health to be able to give that grandmotherly role for those children. As for IVD and Blessing CEO, I wish you now good luck. My own would be say, Blessing CEO, don't buy in this marriage, don't buy in this relationship. Because if you buy in this, God forbid, in fact, I don't even want to think of it, but my advice, don't buy in this relationship. Because I know both of you are both toxic. Toxic plus toxic. What is the answer? I don't know. You guys heard from that rhetoric that she's going to submit to him. She's going to do. She's going to da. She's going to do this. We shall see. We shall see. And it's just like a Yoruba adage. The broom or the atori, the broom or the cane that they put on top of the ceiling roof for the wife, for the housewife, is on the roof for the new wife that is coming. Pàṣẹ tàbí sórí òrùlé fún ìyàwó ilé, or how do they call it? It's on top of the roof for the new wife that is coming. That is the àjẹṣẹ́kù, the remainder of the suffering that was kept for the housewife is being kept for the new wife that is coming. You want to put your head inside, don't worry. That remainder of the suffering, that is being kept on the roof is there for the new wife that is coming in. So your life matters. Your life matters. And I'm going to keep saying this. Let your husband be Odugu. Let your husband be Obikubana. Who has multiple business, who has money, who has everything. Have your own source of income. And yes, I know people say, when women are making money, it now becomes women's money. It now becomes my money. Yes, let it become my money. Let it become my money. Let it become my money. Because at the end of the day, women are helpers to men. It is not the other way around. So men are to carry the responsibility. And if the man is struggling, the woman will step in. You don't even have to ask. Because the woman will be able to observe and she'll be like, oh, let me do this. But if you're not making it look like, it's a must that you do this 50-50 or 120 or 80-20. No, there are still some women out here who believes that it has to be the man 100%. If he's not doing, then let him go. At this stage, I'm starting to reason like that. I am starting to reason like that. If it is not 100% from you, the man, I'm sorry. Shingbai, I'm not putting down. I'm not putting down. And if I'm going to put down, I will collect my money back. I will collect my money back. I will collect my money back. So, like I said, both of them found love in a weird and dangerous situation. Let's see you get mind, though. Let's see you get mind. Except maybe she knows what we don't know about what happened between IVD and Bimbo. Even at that, fear will catch me as a woman to follow such man. Happy guys, what do you think? Please like this live stream for me. Fear will catch me as a woman to follow such man, knowing the history, knowing the episode of what happened. Ah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this live stream, and please endeavor to go subscribe to my new channel. It's called Wemi's Space. I've been dropping vlogs there, and it's getting interesting there as well. And that is where I'm going to be sharing my weight loss journey as well. And like I said, I think I said in 3 weeks or in 2 weeks, I've lost about 2.5 kg. Oh, I forgot. I was going to check my weight this morning before. Maybe I'll check it tomorrow. So I'm gonna be sharing my weight loss journey there. And I think my next video there will be about that. No, my next video will be a vlog of what I cooked, all the stuff I cooked on New Year's Day yesterday. That'll be the next vlog there. And then the next vlog after that will be the next video will be my weight loss journey, what I'm doing to lose weight and stuff like that. And yes, I think I said I was gonna start a WhatsApp group also, so that when I start talking about this thing that I'm doing to lose weight, there's going to be money off vouchers so you can use towards buying the stuff. So yeah, I'm going to do that video. And yes, if you've not yet subscribed yet, go find that channel. It's called Wemi's Space. So it's WEMI-S and then space. That's where all of my vlogs are going to be henceforth. So it's videos like this that you'll be finding on this channel, on that Mom of 5 channel. Yes. So thank you so much, guys. I wish you guys happy new year in advance again. And I pray that may God continue to lead us. Okay. May God continue to lead us. Because even me sitting down here, I don't know it all. I in fact I know nada. I know nothing. But with my experience as a child of DV, I'm gonna, if I see cases like this, I'm gonna keep coming back here to say something about it. So thank you so much, guys. If you're gonna watch this video from the beginning again, please don't hesitate to like, drop a comment in the comment section, subscribe, turn on the post notification, share this video, and I hope to see you guys later tonight at 7 o'clock. Let's talk about that DJ Switch and his pedophile ex-husband. So that live stream is 7 o'clock tonight. So we're gonna do it on StreamYard so that I'll be able to invite people to come share their thoughts and opinion. So thank you guys, and I shall see you guys later. All right. I've been awake since 6 o'clock. So right now I want to go and sleep. I'll see you guys later. All right. Bye. Say bye in the comment section before I go off. Say bye. Say bye before I go off. Bye, double T. Right, I'll go now. See you guys later. All right.